Chapter 1. 6 hours until the Cataclysm. An egg fried rice that has slightly gone bad. After consuming it, you gain +3 satiety and +3 stamina. There's a 10% chance of experiencing a negative effect, leading to cramps. South City. Suburbs, a certain farm. Hiroshi looked at the words floating in the void. He stood up and took the fragrant egg fried rice from the girl opposite him and said with a smile, "It's been sitting out for a bit long. It might be bad. I'll get you a new one. I wasn't planning on eating it anyway." The girl's posture was somewhat reserved, and her delicate attire seemed out of place in the somewhat old environment. She frowned lightly and said, "Hiroshi, I've had enough. If you keep clinging to this broken farm, I'm breaking up with you." Hiroshi, who was about to take the plate away, paused and looked at his girlfriend, correcting her with a blank expression. "Get it straight. This is not a broken farm, but a farm that integrates dining, planting, and fishing. And besides, all your expenses for the past year have been earned from this so-called broken farm, including that Chanel scarf worth $3,000 you're wearing." Hiroshi, male, 26 years old, unemployed, running an inherited rundown manor, specifically farming and raising sheep. The girl in front of him, Momo, was his girlfriend, and they had a good relationship. To be precise, it used to be good. "Hiroshi, I'm not joking. My colleagues at the company are laughing at me for having a farmer boyfriend. If you don't get another job, we're not getting married." Momo frowned, staring into Hiroshi's eyes, speaking each word clearly. Hiroshi frowned. 3 months from now was their wedding date. He looked out at the somewhat dilapidated farm outside the window, feeling a wave of irritation. Another series of data appeared before his eyes. A poorly managed manor. Area, 30 acres. Available for fishing, planting, construction. Profit and loss status, loss. 7 days ago, his body suddenly underwent a mutation, and everything in front of him appeared with these remarks. But after testing, he found that this ability, besides providing more direct insight, had no higher function, and most importantly, it only worked within his manor. Once he left, he was no different from an ordinary person. This might be some kind of golden finger, but its appearance did not change Hiroshi's life. He still didn't become rich overnight and reach the pinnacle of life. In fact, he was now facing the embarrassment of being dumped by his girlfriend. After a long silence, Hiroshi finally compromised, sighing, "Okay, I'll go out and find a job." A smile appeared on Momo's face, as if celebrating her victory. At this moment, a sudden mechanical female voice sounded in Hiroshi's ear. "The Doomsday game player matching has ended. Official loading in progress. Please wait." Hiroshi was stunned, thinking there was something wrong with his ears, and softly asked, "Momo, did you hear something? Golden finger mutation?" "Don't change the subject." Momo crossed her arms, feeling she should take advantage of the situation to solve the last obstacle between her and Hiroshi. So she continued, "You can get married, but I have one more condition. Send that little burden away." Hiroshi's thoughts were suddenly interrupted. His expression froze, frowning. "What did you just say?" "I said, send Kiko to the orphanage. She's not related to you anyway." "Nonsense." The room suddenly erupted with a suppressed low shout. The plate in Hiroshi's hand fell directly in front of Momo, shattering into countless pieces, the warm rice splashing onto Momo, instantly staining her Chanel scarf. "What are you doing, Hiroshi?" Momo screamed. Hiroshi's face was expressionless, pointing outside. "Get out now. Don't make me hit you. You're crazy." Momo, disheveled and furious, said, "Don't think no one else wants me. To be honest, the deputy general manager of our company has been chasing me for a long time. As long as I agree, I can live 100 times better life than this." The door of the manor's front door was violently pushed open. Momo left in anger and resentment. Hiroshi stood at the window, hands in pockets, expressionless, muttering to himself, "Deputy General Manager, what a big shot. Hope you won't regret it, idiot." At this moment, two little heads peeked in from the doorway. To be precise, a little girl and a ferocious-looking black-backed wolf dog. The little girl had delicate features, though her hair was slightly dry, making her look somewhat malnourished. Her chubby face and ear-length short hair were quite adorable. The black-backed hunting dog, upon seeing Hiroshi, wagged its tail furiously, then fixated on the drumstick on the table, unable to move its gaze. Unfortunately, its ears were firmly held by the little girl, preventing it from moving, leaving it to whimper pitifully. Hiroshi's gaze lingered on the little girl. Kiko identity, human child. Age, 7. Strength, 1. Intelligence, 3. Speed, 1. Spirit, 9. Hunger, 99. Evaluation. This is a weak, pitiful, and helpless child, but her spirit is always high, and she has a big appetite. Big brother, I just saw Sister Momo leave angrily. Did you guys have a fight? Kiko asked curiously in her not-so-standard Mandarin. Hiroshi nodded ambiguously, not answering directly. Because of me? Kiko pouted, asking timidly. To be fair, she was the third girl to break up with Hiroshi because of her. Although she was only 7, she already understood some things. Hiroshi's gaze softened, affectionately ruffling the little girl's neat hair into a mess. She didn't deserve such a good Kiko. Out with the old and with the new. I'll find you a prettier sister-in-law in the future. Kiko nodded vigorously, then bitterly held her little belly, saying, Big brother, I'm hungry again. Hiroshi laughed. The disappointment of heartbreak didn't make him despondent. Just seeing this little one immediately lifted his spirits. Though they had no blood relation, they had long considered each other indispensable. Blood relations weren't that important. I'll make you some fried rice right away. Hiroshi cleaned up the mess on the floor, then put on an apron and headed to the kitchen. Before entering the kitchen, he glanced at the black-backed wolf dog, who was being beaten by Kiko for trying to sneak food. Benji identity. Check wolf dog age, 3 strength, 5 intelligence, 2 speed. 12. Adult standard is 10, spirit. 5 hunger, 35 evaluation. This is a loyal and fierce Czech wolf dog, only showing gentleness to trusted ones. Note, don't try to harm its companions. If you see it arch its back, show its teeth, and growl run. Run immediately. Hiroshi was a bit helpless. Honestly, what kind of golden finger is this, a master appraiser or a human scanner? He suddenly remembered the prompt he heard during the conversation with Momo. Doomsday game. Speaking of which, recently, many strange things have been happening, such as sudden climate changes with snow in June, or large numbers of cattle and sheep dying for no reason in certain breeding areas. Hiroshi rubbed his temples and walked into the kitchen, took out a bag of rice, and poured in a suitable amount, then washed it clean. At this moment, the prompt sounded again in his ear. Ding! Game loaded successfully, shelter bound, points mall activated, novice rewards issued. Please explore on your own. The crisp female voice startled Hiroshi, but before he could react, a sudden unbearable pain hit his head. In an instant, he felt like his brain was being connected to a high-capacity storage device, with countless pieces of information pouring in. Moments later, he opened his eyes, panting, and was shocked to find a new virtual interface appearing in front of him. Doomsday Game Player, Hiroshi Shelter. A poorly managed manor, Level 1. Shelter Level 1 Skill Reward. Eye of Truth. All objects and creatures will be displayed in data form in front of the host. Level. Hostile level. Points needed to upgrade to Fortress level. 8 million. Area. 30 acres. Existing. Accommodation area. Planting area. Ranch area. Rugged terrain. At this moment, the vast farm was divided into 7 or 8 different areas by virtual light and shadow lines. Sunlit Level 3 area, suitable for planting, crop growth speed increased. Rich pastures, cattle and sheep can eat the most fertile grass. Rugged Edge area, ideal for building defensive works, with half the effort. Hiroshi's mouth slowly opened wide. Then he saw an extremely striking crimson character in the upper right corner of the virtual interface. The doomsday is coming. Natural disasters will destroy the world. The shelter is your only fortress to rely on. Grasp hope and build a new civilization on the ruins. Player's sole mission: survive in the doomsday game and make your shelter the strongest castle. Time until the cataclysm: 5 hours.